Assalamu alaikum, my student. Good afternoon. This is the course of Introduction to Linguistics. Last time we started in part 1 in syntax. So today, if you open your book, page number 295, you will find the phrase structure rules. And if we talk about phrase structure rules, we have to understand that in the sentence, in English sentence, we will find the sentence in syntax will be having this reference S. So sentence, when we draw the tree diagram later on, we have to put S. So S is an abbreviation to sentence. And when we need to write noun phrase, it means we recognize in the sentence there is a noun phrase. That's why we just put NP, means noun phrase. And when we have verb phrase, we put VP. The second rule states that a noun phrase rewrites as either an article plus an optional adjective plus a noun. So when you have a noun phrase, it can be like an article plus adjective plus noun. So this is one structure of noun phrase. And maybe we have pronoun or proper noun. That's somehow another way for the noun phrase. And the third rule, verb phrase rewrites as verb plus noun phrase. So we can have verb and noun phrase. So let's look again. This is a sentence, and the sentence we can find noun phrase, verb phrase. The possible structures for noun phrase can be like article, like a and the. So this is the article. Adjective, any adjective, any word under adjective, and then we have an, it means noun. We have also pronoun, and we have what here? We have proper noun. So proper noun, PN, proper noun. Okay. We have also the verb phrase structure, verb, and then we have noun phrase. So that's a point that we have to realize from your own book. Later we discussed that lexical rules. The lexical rules, sometimes it contains something related to ambiguity, and we will discuss it after a while here in this class. And here again, lexical rules. The lexical related to the meaning, lexical from the dictionary. So in order to turn those structures into recognizable English, we also need lexical rules to specify which words can be used when we rewrite constituents, such as proper noun. So here we have proper noun like John, Mary. So this is real noun. And we have here like article, a, that. We have adjective, we have verb, we have pronoun. So we have to be aware about all these structures. We cannot draw any tree diagram without recognizing that big or small, hard, difficult, all these words under adjective. If you commit mistake like by adding like the word small under noun, so it means all the structure that you draw totally upside down and wrong. That's why we have to understand the structures. Last time in the morphology chapter, we defined that most words that you have to recognize, it could be through the reading and checking check out your dictionary. This is the way how we can make sure that the word it belongs to one part of a speech. But so to continue in lexical rules, we already have something here, a dog followed by the boy, dog followed boy. So you saw it, you it saw. Here the point, you have to understand the grammatical sentences and the ungrammatical sentences, and it already obvious to each of you that something wrong in the structure. If you look at this sentence, like followed Mary the dog big, so it's totally upside down, like the dog or the big dog followed Mary. That's how the sentence should be. We have here the tree diagram that last time we mentioned it. Usually in tree diagram we start it like this, so we put the phrase on the top and we have that lines, like as you see here. Let's say that we have article, we have noun, and it looks like a dog. So that's how we draw the tree, which called tree diagram. Okay, so let's move on to the verb phrase structure. With the verb we say that we have verb, then we have noun phrase followed the boy. So as you can see here, something you have to understand: verb phrase, it's verb here, and then noun phrase down. After this, from noun phrase we have article, we have noun, the boy. So this is how we draw the tree diagram. Let's move to that part. We have some issues here about the structure. If you look here, the figure 8.4, notice the basic tree diagram structure. So a dog followed the boy. A dog, we know that this is the first point that we have to draw or put here sentence, and then we read the sentence first. We realize that we have noun phrase, we have verb phrase from the verb. So noun phrase a dog, verb phrase verb plus noun phrase. This is very simple issue, but how we need to include it. We cannot put verb phrase under the sentence and then we move noun phrase, verb, noun phrase. Do you understand what I mean? So we need to understand the structure better before we draw the tree diagram. We have here you saw it, we have noun phrase pronoun, and we have verb, we have noun phrase pronoun. So another example, we have here sentence, noun phrase, John saw the big dog. So big here is adjective and the big dog, it's noun phrase, out of it under noun phrase. We have subject, noun phrase, verb plus noun phrase, and here we have a proper noun, PN, it's a proper noun. So fine, let's move to next example here, page number 299. We have noun phrase, verb phrase, we have like article, adjective, noun, we have verb, we have noun phrase. So the small boy, it's all under the noun phrase. We have article, we have adjective, we add also noun. So for you to make it easier, we can do what? We can do it from bottom to top, or we can try to draw the diagram from top to down. So most of students, maybe they will start from down, like what? You have to put like the article, small, adjective, edge, boy, noun, help, verb, you, pronoun. So you under noun phrase, so you will make it verb phrase, and here you will try to understand that these three structure, it followed the noun phrase, then we have the sentence. Here in the same, like Mary helped John, we have proper noun, and noun phrase, verb, noun phrase. So this is the scratching the surface, how we reach the surface. We have here many examples. I think you have to study them hard and follow them somehow. Okay, so let's continue here. Another point, we need to understand it from, okay, this is another point. We have to understand the tree diagram again. So this is a question how we can put the missing words. So we have here missing words, like here we have article, here we have noun, here we have verb, and here we have pronoun. That's a question you could practice in the home. Okay, fine. So we have here task, we have also another way to talk about auxiliary. So auxiliary means what? Auxiliary means will, as you can see here, auxiliary. So all depends on the structure. And here we have another example, like tree diagram that we use. George saw the boy with a telescope. We can draw it into two different structures. So we have structure 1, we have structure 2, and both are possible because of ambiguity. So let's move to the phrase here that we need to talk about it again. I have to show you something related to ambiguity. So ambiguity structure is very important. So let's look carefully about the ambiguity. We have here syntactic ambiguity and lexical ambiguity. Syntactical, morphological, and lexical. Did you see the pet? Where is the bank? So this is very normal, but moving to the example, this very clear. I saw a man with a telescope. So I saw a man with a telescope. It means here for the ambiguity structure, sometimes you have to show it like I saw a man with a telescope. It means a man with a telescope, it's one part or one set, and I saw them. So I saw a man who has or who catch or has a telescope. Another way of understanding the sentence structure, I saw a man by using a telescope. It means I have the telescope and I saw them through the telescope. So that's the point for this sentence. We have two parts, and here we have what? Noun phrase. Here we have verb, we have here determiner. It means article. We can here sometimes we put determiner or article, depends. Both are correct, to put article or determiner. Noun, we have here preposition, and we have here article, and we have here noun, but all of them here under the noun phrase. So that's one structure. Another structure, I saw a man with telescope. It means now prepositional phrase is alone, noun phrase alone, and verb it's alone. This is another way for understanding the sentence. So characteristics here, we don't need to think about it, but we have to look at this structure. It's very, very complicated structure. We have to think about it somehow. So the structure here, the book on the shelf, in the corner, in the bedroom of, you can continue. So this is complement. It looks like longer sentence. So the book on the shelf. So you can see noun phrase, prepositional phrase, noun phrase, prepositional phrase, noun phrase, prepositional phrase. So it looks like very, very long and sophisticated structure. Okay, so here we have also another part down. We need to understand something about the how to know what is what. So word order, a small dog chases a big cat. So this is the order that we have to understand by declarative sentence. I don't think this is so important to you, but you have to have a look at it. I wish that you answer the questions here until page 100 or 308. You can see here, John believed that Kathy knew that Mary helped you. This is something like for the compliment. You can read it again and I will open discussion for you. For me, what is important, it's how to recognize the noun phrase, verb phrase like this. So if you can see this one, figure 8.9, we have time flies like an arrow. So we have here noun phrase, verb phrase, prepositional phrase, like it's a preposition here. So the point is very important to be understood how to draw the tree diagram. Try to check out some examples from the internet and in your book, and you will find the answers. Thank you very much for listening.